Each week we bring you a fantastic half-price highlight product of the week. And this week is our fantastic nested Pico dies and groovy plates. So let me introduce you to them if you're brand new to Clarity and the Groovy system. So we have various different shapes. We have our fantastic die sets, got a beautiful blue coating to them. And at the moment, it just looks like circles, doesn't it? And we'll go into a little bit more detail so that you can sort of see exactly what we do. So we have the die. We then have the coordinating groovy plate. So we have them in circles. We have them in squares. Same in the groovy plate. Then we have our ovals. Again, it comes with a coordinating groovy plate as well. And then finally, we have our fantastic rectangles, all available as groovy plates, Pico dies, available. They're all half price. You can buy them in their configurations, or you can buy the dies on their own, or you can buy the groovy on their own. So let me show you exactly what they do. So if you're into your parchment craft, maybe you're new to the journey, and one of the techniques is called Pico cutting, where traditionally you would have a solid line, you'd use a 2-needle tool to perforate along the edge, and then special scissors to snip to give a beautiful point, which is called the Pico. Okay, so let me show you on a piece of parchment exactly what that is. I'm going to zoom in so you can come in really close on this one. So let me see if I can get this right. We're going to, oh, I knew I'd get it wrong. There we go. So we're going to come in really, really close so that you can see the edge of this piece of parchment. Okay, and what it does, it automatically gives you that beautiful serrated edge. Okay, which traditionally, as I explained, you would have to do with some other tools. And just doing a square of this size could potentially take about 10, 15 minutes, half an hour. Oh, there we go. I'm going to go out the other way now. Really, a little bit of out of focus. Can't beat a bit of Facebook Live, can you, for a little bit of out of focus? So the idea, if you're using it for parchment craft, is that you die cut your parchment and then you introduce the groovy plate. So for example, if I take the nested square groovy plate, well, I've got them all over the place now. They're all, there we go, and nested square. Okay, and you'll notice that each of the plates have got these fantastic double lines and it has a little serrated edge on them as well. So if I take this piece of parchment, I'm going to wipe it with my tumble dry sheet. Okay, just like so. We're going to position this onto our groovy plate. And what you'll notice is that the serrated edge on the parchment lines up with the serrated edge on the groovy plate. I'm going to use some groovy tabs to hold it in place. Okay, one there and one just there. Okay, then I'm going to take my groovy tool and my groovy guard, and I'm going to take the number 1 tool and I'm just going to push into the groove, and I'm going to go for the double lines. Now it works the same way for all of the 4 different shapes. Really, it's a real sort of game changer and a time saver as well, because what it does is it gives you that beautiful effect around the outside of your parchment, allowing you to concentrate on the design in the middle. Because really, that's what we want to showcase, isn't it? It's the design in the middle of our parchment. So I'm going to move that groovy tab and put the final 2 lines in. Now this has taken me, apart from running it through the machine, because that's all you do, you just run the die through your die cutting machine and it's done. It really is. So if I now take a piece of card, and what I'm going to do now, let's take that groovy tab off, and I'm going to offer this up to the camera so that hopefully, there we go, so that hopefully it might be easier for me to do this rather than lean up and refocus the camera if I can get it in the right position. Oh dear, you think I've only done this once before, wouldn't you? There we go. So you can see now how you have that lovely double edge with the Pico finish around the outside. Now, just because we're calling them the Pico dies, doesn't mean that they're just for parchment craft, because they're a fantastic set of decorative dies. And the way in which we created these or designed them was so that it would also work with our basic shapes. So we've got basic squares, circles, ovals, and rectangles. And what that means is that you can layer up in between the different layers. Okay, so let me grab, I've sort of pre-cut some out earlier just to show you. So let's have a look. So I've die cut, there we go, let's have a look on this camera. I've die cut a white piece of card using the Pico dies. Ooh, a little bit of fluff there. Right, let me see if I need to put the sign back up to say which way I need to go. Let's see if I can get it. No. Oh dear. So look, I'm going to come in, and what I'm going to do, we don't need to see the whole square, we just need to see the effect of it. So if I come down here, a little bit of focus, and then come away. So this is one of the Pico squares cut out, okay, on white card. Then if I take our nested square dies, our plane shape, that then fits perfectly inside, just like so. Then if I take another piece of white card and Pico cut that one, you'll see that it sits perfectly within there. So if you're using it with your parchment, or whether you're using it with your cardstock or your paper, then you can get a really nice, it's not, what I like about it is that it's not overpowering. Okay, so if I zoom out now, we can have a look at the overall effect. There we go, and if I slide that up into the middle. So for me, these are sort of like your core essentials. With your basic shapes, as I say, we have in the basic shapes, we've got the squares, we've got the circles, we've got the rectangles, and we've got the ovals. And each of those nested shapes fits within the two different layers of the Pico dies. So they're really, really good for your everyday crafting. Now, another thing which is really good, if you're unsure, if you're thinking, okay, well, I'm just a paper crafter, I'm not into parchment, that's great. Do I need the groovy plate? Well, actually, it's a really good addition to your stash, and especially this week with it all being half price, because what you can do is you can use the groovy plate to emboss your card. Okay, and you're thinking, oh, surely I need to be able to see through the card to find out where the grooves are. No, with just a little bit of patience, let me show you. So for example, if I bring in the nested square groovy plate, okay, and if I take a piece of our lovely designer paper, if I position this anywhere on the plate, so I'm just going to, for ease, I'm just going to pop it in the middle. So let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, am I going to get this right? Yeah, got it right this time. I won't get it right again though, will I? Okay, so I've got my piece of paper on there, but I can't see through it, can I? Like I can if I put my piece of parchment on. You can definitely see where the lines are there. So I'm going to take a groovy tab and I'm just going to tape it down in one place. Okay, I'm going to take my tumble dry sheet and I'm still going to wipe the paper. And then what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to take the number 2 ball tool. And what I want to do first is just find out roughly where those grooves are. Okay, so it's about there. So all I'm going to do now is feel where the groove is. Okay, so if I take my guard, and I'm going to go a lot slower than what I did when I was using it on parchment, and then I've come to the bottom. I'm going to go up to make sure I go up into that corner up there. Then I should be able to jump in and do the next line. Okay, so just like we have on that, I know you can't see anything at the moment. So for example, if you've got pearlescent card or paper or Miri card, then it will work fantastically on that as well. And the great thing is, if you jump out, it may mark the back of the paper, but it won't mark the front. So we're gonna, because we've gone in one place already, so now it's a lot easier for me to find where the edge is. We're gonna go around, and I know you can't see this, but when I turn this over, okay, I can see it with the you can maybe just see some slight lines there. Okay, so now when I turn this over, great, there we go. Let me come in on this camera. You may be able to see that. Can you see? There we go. I've just got a very soft and subtle embossed line, but it's really, really delicate, isn't it? Okay, so if you're thinking, okay, well, I'm only into my paper craft, but for me, it's a fantastic addition for your papers and your cardstock. And it's one of those plates where you don't need to see the design. You just gently come across and feel exactly where it is. Now, if I'd cut this piece of paper out of the Pico die first, which is what I would do, then I'd have the outlines on the plate for my positioning. Okay, so when you look at the designs, you've got the squares, you've got the circles, the ovals, and the rectangles. For me, at half price of the highlight product of the week, I think it's a really good opportunity that if you've maybe been sitting on the fence and you think, what are these Pico dies? I'm not a parcher. Do I need them? For me, I mean, one of our design team, Debbie McMullen, she's not a parcher, but she has them so that when she's using, say, the nested shapes, she will cut one out, a piece of paper or a piece of card out with the Pico to act as layers in between. And it just adds that tiny little sort of finishing touch. It's a little bit, you look at it and you go, oh, that's different, because it's not just a rigid line. So I just wanted to pop on today and just say hello and introduce the highlight product, half price highlight product of the week. So I hope you've enjoyed this little short video. Don't forget to like and share it all over. We'll put it all over Facebook. And if you're interested in the product, then check out the website, which is over here. Hey, there we go. claritystamp.com, and you'll see a banner across the top and it will take you straight to that section. And you know what, I may even do a little blog this afternoon on barbaragrayblog.com, just giving it a little bit more detail, and I'll pop this video back into that blog as well. So thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a great Monday. If you are a groover, don't forget, I'll be back tomorrow on Facebook Live at 10 o'clock for another Groovy Tuesday. Take care now, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.